Hi, good afternoon. My name is Ariane, and today I will be showing you how to install some VMs. Alright, we're going to be working with Oracle VirtualBox to do this. Alright, so let's begin. First, we're going to start with Server 2008. Alright, just type in what you want, you choose, click Next. Then you allocate your memory size. Click Next. It's pretty much step by step, you just follow as you go along. I'm not changing any of the default settings, I'm just leaving it as is. The only thing I changed was the memory size. Then you're going to click the VM and then click Start. Wait for it to load. Alright. Select the file path from which you'll be loading the ISO, and then you click Start. Alright, and then it begins to load. Right, just be about a minute. It runs pretty much like with any other installation of any other operating system on a regular machine. You choose your language, next, and then you click install now. It will run through a series of processes. For this video we're using Enterprise. We're going to select Enterprise and then click Next. Right, you accept the licensing terms and click Next. Upgrade is disabled, so right, partition the drive. Then you click New and choose the size of the partition. Right, you can either use the up and down arrow, but in this case I'm just going to type it in. Click Apply. It'll partition the drive, and then you click Next. Alright, so it's going to install Windows now. This will take a little while. I kind of speeded up the process for the purposes of this video. Right, well, after it's installed, the updates, the system is going to restart. It's pretty straightforward. It's a pretty straightforward installation. There's nothing too technical about it at this point. Right, so we're just going to leave it to finish the installation. Now this process takes about 30 minutes, some maybe more, depends on the size, the space on your computer. Okay, but like I said, I sped up the process for the purposes of this video. During installation, you would see it restarts quite a number of times. It's all part of the process. Alright, on Server 2008, you must create a password. There is no way around it. You must create a password in order to enter it. Alright, once your password has been changed, you click OK. And then prepares the desktop. Once it has started, we go straight away to configuring. So you right click, you go to your network and sharing center. My first thing I'm going to do is manage network connections. Right click on local area connection, click properties. Once you do that, you're going to deselect Internet Protocol version 6 and select Internet Protocol version 4 and click properties. We're going to statically assign an IP address. You're going to click use the following IP address. For the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to use a basic 192.168.0.1. Alright, the subnet mask automatically populates to 255.255.255.0. You click OK, you close off everything. Next thing to do is turn on file sharing and stuff. Right, so you're gonna turn on network discovery, because remember we're about to build a network, right? So that the other computers on the network will be able to see each other. We turn it on. Right, you turn on file sharing, so you'll be able to share files across the network as well. We're going to turn on public folder sharing for the same reason. And for the purpose of this video, I just left it open so that you can change and create files, not just open files across the network. Alright. And lastly, you're going to turn off password protected sharing so that you don't need a password to access the files on the server. Alright, that's about it. So we shut down. Rename the computer first, right click on computer, click properties, then change settings, then you click change again, then where you see computer name, you clear out there and you put the name, in this case server 2008 PC. Alright, click OK. You'll be prompted. Alright, you have to restart the computer before the name change will take effect. Alright, but we're not going to restart it. Click restart later. And what we're actually going to do, we're going to shut it down. When it restarts again, it will restart on the server 2008. You leave a comment. In this case, I didn't. I just put a dot and click OK. That's the reason for shutdown. Next, we're going to start build another VMs. We're going to do them one by one consecutively, and then we will end the video showing all of them can see each other. Alright, so again, it's basically the same as you would with Server 2008. The installation is pretty much the same. I left all the default settings. Alright, click create. Same, you click Vista and then you click start. You choose the file path where the ISO is, in this case, to run the installation. You select it, you click open. Start, and the installation begins. Again, the process is the same as with Windows Server 2008. There is no major differences in the installation process. Choose your language and then click next. Then install now. Accept the licensing terms. If you want, you can read it. I don't think I've ever read it, but you can if you want. Select custom. You partition your drive. So you click drive options, advanced. You click new. Select the partition size. Click apply. Then you click, when it's finished, you click next. Alright. and it will load. It completes the installation and it restarts again. Same way with Server 2008. No major differences. Type the name. We don't need a password, so you just skip that part and click next. I mean, if you want to set a password, you can, but in this case, I didn't. I'm going to change the name of the PC one time to Vista PC. Click next. Alright, you're going to use the recommended settings. I'm not changing the date and time, but this is where you can set it now, you can wait till later to set it. Alright, and you click next. It's a home network, so you just click home and then you click start. Right, alright, computer restarts one last time. Prepare to desktop. Right, I'm going straight to configure an IP. So the same way as with 2008, right click, go to your network and sharing center. With load, you can do your sharing one time and discovery for the network, you turn it on. Right, same as 2008. You turn on network discovery, file sharing, and public folder sharing. You disable password protected sharing. Once you have successfully done that, you will then go to manage network connections. So manage network connections, local area connection, right click on it, then click properties. Alright, you'll be prompted, you disable IPv6 addressing again, and you click IPv4, and then you click properties. You're going to click use the following IP address to statically assign an IP 192.168.0, but 2 this time, can't use 1. The server has the IP 192.168.0.1, so the server is going to be a default gateway, so you put in the server IP address as the default gateway, and you're also going to use the default gateway as your DNS server for the purposes of this demonstration, so you put in that as well, and then you click OK. Alright, you close off everything. You don't have to change the computer's name this time, seeing that you already named it Vista PC, so you can just go on to our next VM now. So you shut down and we're going to do Windows 7 now. Alright, click next. Change the file size, memory size, sorry. And that's up to you if you want, and you go ahead with the installation. Alright, you choose the file path again. There's no major difference in the installation of these 3 VMs. Alright, you'll see that as you go along. So Windows 7. You start. And it begins. Very similar to the other 2 we did before, 2000 and Vista. Right, and you install. Right, we're using Windows 7 Ultimate 86 for this one. You accept and you click next. I'm just going to skip through this process very quick. Alright, because you have Windows on it already, you can upgrade now. You saw the upgrade was available. Then you partition the drive, click apply. Alright, You'll be prompted and click next again. Right, I think I skipped through all of that because it's the same. Nothing changed in the installation of Windows 7 from Vista or 2008. Alright. Right, it restarts a number of times. Now the setup process doesn't go this fast, keep that in mind. I sped up the process for the purposes of this video. Alright. Right, so you type the username. I'm just gonna put my name in there. Right. Right, and you put the computer name under, in this case Windows 7 PC. I'm changing the network name so that you all see in the video that all the PCs can see each other at the very end. Alright, I'll just show you the list of characters that are not valid. So I was just checking to make sure my characters are all valid, and then you click next. No password again. Click use recommended settings unless you want to customize the system. Right, again, you don't have to set the time, it's up to you. Home network. So it says connecting to the network and applying the settings. Prepare the desktop. It starts. We're going straight to the configuration again. Right. Right click, open network and sharing center. Change adapter settings. This is where it's different this time. Instead of manage network connections, you're going to change adapter settings. Right click on local area connection, then click properties. Or you can double click on local area connections, your choice. Going to disable Internet Protocol version 6 TCP IPv6 and click on version 4 and click properties. Use the following IP address. In this case, the IP address will be 192.168.0.3 because 2 is assigned to the Vista machine and 1 to the server. The subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. The default gateway is the IP address of the server, which is .1, and so the preferred DNS is also the IP address of the server. Alright? Once you have entered all that information, now you can choose whatever IP addresses you want, but for the purposes of this video, simple IP addressing. You don't have to rename, you can go ahead and turn on sharing. To do that, change advanced sharing. You're turning on network discovery, file and printer sharing, and you're going to disable password sharing. Okay? You're going to save the changes. Afterwards, you can power off the machine because we won't need it again until we install Windows XP. Alright? Last but not least, we're going to do an XP installation. Now, XP is what is a bit different. Windows XP, I don't have to change the version types, it's already there. Click next. I think I left everything as is. Going to change that to 512. And then click next. Again, it's up to you if you want to change the memory size depending on what you're going to do later on. I may do over these depending on what I have to do later on. Right, choose the file part of my ISO. And click start. And it loads. But XP looks like a MS-DOS prompt. A command prompt just in blue. Alright, you click enter to continue. You really press enter on your keyboard. Then you have to press F8 to agree. That's the licensing agreement. which just is in a prompt form. You partition your drives, you create a drive, you press C on the keyboard, and you create the partition, the size, and then you press enter. Alright, and then you press enter again to install. Alright, and that is how XP is different. It will load and restart. Right. Just going to go through the installation process here. Click next for region and language. You could customize it if you need to. In this case, I don't need to. Name of your name, whoever is setting up the computer for name, and the organization. I just use my name for everything for the purposes of this video. Write the product key, enter it, then you click next. Alright, no password, but I'm going to change the computer name, so I change it to Windows XP PC, and make no changes to the time, and click next. And it will install. And I left the default settings as is. It will restart and reboot a number of times during this process. I would say this XP is the fastest VM to load of all the VMs we're doing. Alright. Alright, and then you just set up the same way. Click next. You can turn on automatic updates if you want. You can do not right now. In this case, not right now. It will check your internet connectivity. You could skip that, or you could go ahead with this. Alright. Choose not to activate Windows now. You click next. Again, you must have a user for the computer, right? So you're just gonna put my name, a little typo there, and then you finish. Going straight to configure, so you go to your control panel, you click network and internet connections. This is different, so pay attention. Alright, then you go to network connections, right click on local area connection and click properties. This one only has one version, TCP IP internet protocol, so you click that and you click properties. Use the following. This will be .4, saying that we used 1 to 3 already, and no two devices can have the same IP address. The subnet mask will be the same, and the default gateway, of course, is the server IP address, and the default gateway is also the server's IP address. And then once you've entered that information, you proceed by clicking OK. Alright, you close it off. Next we want to turn on sharing. So we're going to click change Windows firewall settings. Then you're going to go to the exceptions tab, file and printer sharing, and remote desktop. Right? There's nothing in the advanced tab to change. That's all there is. Then you click OK. Then you shut down. There you have it, guys. The installation of 4 VMs.